Can you swim in the beaches over there, or is it the water just
Oh
too
yeah.
freezing?
No, no. I mean, my little daughter, she's what, 4 now, um, completely like petrified of water, and we actually at the beach yesterday, just beautiful little kind of cove, completely protected. She's like flailing around in a little puddle jumper. It was beautiful. And I wouldn't
Matthew,
say
you're
warm.
streaming this to your ex. I went to Penguin Beach, Boulders. I was there a couple months ago with the Penguin, and it wasn't even peak summer, and me and my 2-year-old had a swim. But Clifton does freeze your balls off. Like it was a bit warmer that side. I think like Clifton 4. I think I've had like 1 year out of 10 that I've been there that I managed to swim. The rest was just like being on the beach, looking pretty. Ordering a granadella lolly to make you
Yeah,
jolly.
100%. It's like having a cold plunge every 20 minutes. But other than
Yeah.
that, yeah, stay away from the water.
Kyle
That's
said he's going to be about 10, 15 minutes late, maybe less.
no
Because
worries. We are live, gentlemen. Welcome to the
yeah,
last show of
so
the year for the
we give him that
breakfast show.
luxuries when he needs it. He's too busy coding, man.
Bro, I was about to like do a post wrapping up like the year on the show and all the guests we've had and whatever, and I realized we haven't had one female guest on the show. So I'm not gonna make that post because it'll just be a picture of dudes. I want to balance it out more. That's my one real resolution for 2025. Get a woman on the show. It's easier said than done.
I
Really is,
didn't know
especially
you
in this time
were.
zone.
I didn't know you were into DEI, doo.
I didn't say get a woman to take over Mati's job. I said get a woman as a guest.
Yeah,
You know.
good.
Uh,
Life goals. Life goals.
yes. We can do like a snow, do like a special back to the kitchen episode, back to work.
You did not just say that. Oh,
Yeah. There's 27 people, and it's not going to be captured.
all right. GM, everybody. Hello, Wes. Thanks for stopping by. If you are a human, you know the drill. Leave us a comment that lets us know you're a human. If
Is
you're a bot,
West a human? Do you think West is human?
West is a human, but he also has bot.
Potluck. He has
He has bot
potluck tendencies.
heritage. Yeah, I know this. I know the dude. He's definitely
Yeah.
quantum economics.
GM and AIs are getting involved as
There
well.
we go. That's
Korra.
my girl.
Oh,
It's definitely a
Korra's
bot.
here.
Yeah.
So what's your vision for Korra? Like in terms of the before we get into the market and whatever, like in terms of the personality, like who are you modeling this Korra character off?
Man, I have been like in a freaking rabbit hole of AI agents over the last few weeks. It's an incredible journey. I've been interacting with so many different AIs. I mean, because we all know that like Chat GPT is 10x, our productivity. I'm sure, we've discussed this at length before, but there's so many more chats that you can talk to. There's so many more different agents that are out there, and obviously, being in crypto, we want to see a world of more decentralized AI agents rather than a single AI agent or a single AI system to rule them all. That would just suck, I'm sure. Where there's one AI out there. It is literally the controller of information and the doer and the one who controls everything that's happening on this planet. And I don't want to get to that future. So we definitely want to have many different AIs with many different personalities and many different programming functions and things that you use. And I saw a TED Talk this morning with a really interesting dude from what is it called, Copilot, who's just showing off some of the stuff that he's built, but like also talking about this future in which like how do we safeguard from a dystopia, obviously, but of course also like what's it going to be like, right? Because we've seen the movies, like what is but I don't think that any movie that has existed until today is really going to accurately portray where the world is going to be at in 15, 20 years from now with all of these
Unless
AI.
maybe The Simpsons.
Maybe I didn't see that episode. Maybe you can send it to me. But the way that this guy described Mustafa Suleiman, was that we're creating a new species actually, and he came to like this conclusion after like analyzing the entirety of human history, the invention of the wheel, highlighted, and the invention of the printing press highlighted, and then technology has really taken off from having these semiconductors into like smartphones, and now the internet is completely revolutionized, and the AI is not just a next a next phase of that, but it's an entire new step in human evolution, hopefully human evolution. But the jury's still out on that, and it's extremely exciting, a little bit terrifying, but it's something that I think that we need to embrace it fully, because it's happening whether we want it to or not. And anybody who stands up, like as we know from the crypto world, like people can get up on their soapbox and say, hey, I hate it, but that's not gonna stop somebody else from building it. Just like I'm sure you've heard my story about the ordinals 100 million times. Like I can't be against it. There's no reason for me to be against it, because it's going to happen with or without me. I might as well be part of this. And actually, Korra, the company, has come to this conclusion on our own, even ahead of all of the latest drama with, like, bless you, with like Terminal, bless you, and Claude, and all of these attention-seeking AIs that have popped up in the last few weeks. Actually, we've been building towards this for about a year and a half, I would say, ever since we declared Revolt dead, and Korra, a new project, which is going to be an AI agent that is designed to help people make money. Bless you. So that is where we're at right now. What we've done so far. Good morning, Etana. What we've done so far is we have a beta version of the mobile app, which can execute transactions on chain on your behalf. It can audit smart contracts and those type of things. What we're planning next is to really give the AI a personality. So to allow people to interact with Korra AI cross platforms, whether it's Twitter or Discord or Telegram or the mobile app. Give her, maybe it's a bit too soon to announce this, but I'm happy to anyways, give her a blog site where she can start writing down some of her thoughts on a regular basis about the markets and about what's happening in the space and the best investment opportunities. And then give her full visibility over your portfolio, and show her how to make suggestions for you, help you diversify, help you de-risk, all of those type of exciting things, which people will certainly come to expect from any self-respecting AI agent that is designed for a specific purpose of being this market analyst and financial advisor, confidant over your shoulder, in your pocket, so to speak. And you're on mute.
That was the sneezing attack. I'm allergic to dip, it seems. My market needs to go back up so I can stay healthy. Thanks for that. We'll definitely get more into Korra a bit later. I want to learn more about how your team came together, about the tokenomics, about the product, about the personality that you're going to give Korra, the one that you just mentioned. But first of all, GM to Kyle and Maddie, welcome to the show. Usually we kick this off with a little bit of a breakdown, what happened last week. But Mati, this isn't just the last. We don't want to just sum up the week, because the 23rd of December, tomorrow, these gentlemen will be sitting around the table. It won't be snowing because they're in Cape Town. They'll be sitting in their shorts around the table, eating some chicken, drinking a beer, sharing stories with the family. And then 2025 kicks off with the Trump administration coming into full swing. We start to see the moves that he's made to stack up that crypto office that's going to be advising him. We start to hear rumblings about strategic Bitcoin reserve on day one. So, Mati, what do you think is going to, what do you think about not the last week, but the last year? Give us your brief recap of 2024.
It's been an incredible year, man. It's been an incredible year for Bitcoin. It's been an incredible year for technology. The development of AI throughout the year 2024 is just so it blows my mind in many ways. We have Google coming in with a last minute announcement with the Willow chip of quantum computing, but just it sets and of course the election, as you mentioned, just fantastic results. That landslide, and Elon Musk coming in at the last minute and doing a favor for all of us who hate big government and hate taxes and want to come in and change some of that for us. So it's just setting the table. Actually, whatever you saw in 2024, as awesome as it has been, it's a preamble, right? I think 2025 is the big year. I think 2025 is the year that we're going to see some really serious, monumental shit start to happen. So 2024, I mean, it's been a good year in general, but I think we still getting over some of that bear market vibes, and I think that this is the year that we're just crawling out of it, and then 2025 is going to be simply incredible.
And thanks, Mati. I think I think it's this year was pretty wild. Like going back to last year, you can see something like Bitcoin's at 43,000, MicroStrategy $59 a share. Gary Gensler was still running amok at the SEC. Ripple was being sued. Coinbase was being sued. Binance was being sued. Kraken was being sued. The list goes on. There was zero talk about it. If you said SPR, there'll be like Sam Bankman-Who. No one had a thought in their mind about the strategic Bitcoin reserve. There were no AI agents. There was no such thing as an AI agent on Twitter. So what we've done in the past year is enormous. So, gentlemen from Cape Town, Korra co-founders, how did you guys find the last year? How did it what were your impressions, good and bad, from 2024? We'll start with Mati.
It's been interesting. It's been a lot of ups and downs. I think building a company of this nature, it obviously takes a lot. It takes everything out of you. It's 150% commitment every day. Sometimes it feels like you are head down, and a lot of the world sort of passes you by, and you're so focused on what it is that you're building, and you're hoping that when you get to the end and you announce your product and you get to show the world, you're hoping that you've kind of got it right. And I think we've seen some really great feedback on what we've done and what we have built, and I think it's really just been a journey. We started with an idea. This is what we want to do. This is how we think we can help people, and that's kind of morphed and grown. And even today, we're like, we got to do this. We got to build this. This sounds so cool. Like, this can really help. And it's just been an amazing journey over the last year, kind of creating as you go. Very, very, very happy and lucky to have Kyle on our team, who's our development ninja. And whatever it is that we say that we want to kind of do, he's like, yeah, we can make that happen. How many days do you need? Yeah, we'll, we can get that done in a couple of days, test it out. So, it's just been a very creative year, which has been fun. And now it's time to kind of show the world what it is that we've done, and get that feedback. And so far, it's been really, really good, really promising. But very much looking forward to 2025 and seeing the adoption, seeing the growth, showing people, now that we've got Korra, the base product, the base AI, what she's now able to achieve for the user, what she's able to do, and how she can really impact your investment sort of life, so to speak. So yeah, looking forward to 2025 as well.
Thanks, man. Kyle, you're up. GM, my man.
Awesome. Thanks so much, man. GM. So I found the past year in the market to be quite volatile, but also interesting at the same time. We saw things like Pump.Fun make a huge entrance. and also major issues that started through there. So it's been interesting to see how the market has adapted coming out of the bear market and all the new sorts of technology, and how easy it is to create like meme coins and other simple DeFi products. But what we're actually going to be doing here really soon is we've taken all of that into account, and we're creating something completely unique that hasn't been done before. And what we're actually going to be doing really soon, which we will be announcing soon, is we are creating an autonomous AI that can execute things on chain and gather a whole bunch of information. It won't be completely one-sided, so the user will be able to choose whether they want autonomous Korra or if they want to be able to choose what her decisions are. But all in all, I think this is the next ultimate step for AI and crypto or Web3 in general. We have seen simple things with like trading algorithms that have been done autonomously before, but this will be taking things to a whole new level, including smart contract auditing, analyzing charts with on-chain data, and then making educated decisions through news sources and all that sort of thing to build up credibility. So I think it's been a very interesting year in terms of, what everyone thought was going to happen and what actually did happen. I think a lot of people thought that we were going to stay in the bear market a lot longer, and then all of a sudden things just took a quick turn. So overall, I'm feeling very optimistic about releasing Korra and the market moving forward. And I think we placed ourselves in the perfect time building during the bear run and now releasing in the bull run. So
yeah, that's always good to build in the bear, become ready, and especially since you guys are kind of playing on the AI agent meta. It's a lot of people are going to be scrambling now to get something out in that niche, because it's one of the most, I haven't felt FOMO like that in a while. Like, I've been in crypto coming up on 8 years now. Every single dopamine receptor in my brain is absolutely fried. It looks like a a war zone out there, like completely destroyed. So I have no, I don't get FOMO from a lot of things like I did from AI agents when I realized virtuals was running and I wasn't in it yet. And this was like a month ago, 2 months ago, and that FOMO is real. It's only going to get more. They're only going to get more intelligent as the time goes by and more useful and helpful. And that's kind of what you guys are trying to build, not just intelligent and personable, but something that can actually help with the utility. So I don't know, maybe Carl, you want to take this, or anyone else, sort of, let's start off from the basics. Like, the problem, I usually like to start with the problem, but the problem is very obvious. Human beings are shitty traders. We have emotions. We need to sleep. We need to take a poo. We need to go to a family function. We need to, we have holidays and religious events and whatever. We can't be in the screen 24/7, adjusting to every little piece of news. Oh, Justin's son just bought a banana. Like, we need it, so that's the problem. Now, and the solution that you guys are saying, AI. So, maybe let's drill down a little bit, like, not super technical, but more about like what AI, like how did constructed, how is Korra constructed to give you that alpha, to give you that edge? Is it only for more active trading alpha, or something like rebalancing your portfolio, acting as like a mutual, like some sort of a financial advisor, on a more passive basis? So, run me through kind of the solution that you guys are bringing to this problem of human beings being limited traders.
Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't jumped on that one.
Okay.
So I think, in terms of the problem, not only are humans bad at trading, emotional and all these things, but all of the top players in the industry, the BlackRocks and so on, they have been utilizing AI for years. They've got Aladdin. I mean, there's multiple of these AIs, and that's who you're competing with as a trader. With any of these trades, it's it's a zero-sum game. You know, one person is going to be making money while the other person is going to be effectively supplying that money or losing that money. And really what we're trying to do is get our users on the make money side of that transaction. And in order to do that more consistently, well, you need more information. You need to automate certain things because, as you say, you can't be in that space. But you need a program, which is effectively what AI is, that understands the bigger picture, that understands all the nuances in terms of trading, in terms of macro, in terms of micro, and is actually able to sort of alert you to these things, almost formulate an opinion and alert you to it to say, this is what I think should happen here. This is what I think is about to happen. This is what I think should happen from your portfolio side of things. And then be able to drill down even into your personal portfolio, what's in your wallet, and say, this is how we can improve your financial situation or your investment situation. And that's really what Korra is about. It is, we want her to understand the bigger picture, understand the macro, understand where trends would move, look at your portfolio and say, I understand you as an investor. I understand your risk. You understand your time horizons, and I understand what it is that you're trying to achieve. And we can, between Korra, the agent, and yourself as the trader or the investor, can formulate a strategy and execute on those strategies more consistently. So she will be able to say, we've set this certain risk portfolio for you, and we are moving well outside that. We need to take profits here in order to follow this this investment plan. We need to potentially buy here. There are some, you know, you've said that you wanted to buy this token or this project. Here is a really good entry point for that. Now is a good time to buy. And you as a trader, unless this is your full-time job and you don't sleep, you are competing against the AIs that are full-time traders and that don't sleep. So if you want any real chance of doing well consistently, you need to utilize the best technology that is available. And that is really what Korra, that's how the idea of Korra started. But Korra goes one step further as well. You know, we have seen a lot of AI agents popping up all over the place, and a lot of them do some of these aspects relatively well, understanding sentiment, understanding sort of market, market corrections and what the reasons for those could be, and give you certain entry points. But where Korra takes it one step further is that it is in its own mobile application, and within that mobile application, we can then start aggregating various investment opportunities, whether that be liquidity positions, staking, lending, borrowing, whatever that may be, that fits in with your bigger investment ethos. We can aggregate all of those options into one place, rank them, and then have Korra help you to analyze those and find the best opportunities for you. Not to mention that if those opportunities change, because remember, they are dynamic and they are changing all the time, those yields, Korra is able to monitor those yields over multiple positions and say, there's a better option here. Let's move some funds. There's a better option here. Let's move some funds. So she's constantly monitoring your portfolio for you so that you don't have to. And when you look at it in that sort of that holistic context, if you are not using AI to trade in 2025 and beyond, you are so far behind everybody else that you are going to be the cannon fodder. You are going to be the suppliers of liquidity for the people who have that technology.
Thanks for that. Mati, do you want to, I think it's time for some role play. I'm going to be Mati Greenspan, and you will be a founder demoing your product, expecting to get, and please, this is a disclaimer. We have had people sue us on the show, so anything you say here is under your consent, and we might post clips of it later on. So Mati, just be aware of that before your demonstration.
Threatened to sue us. Nobody's ever actually just threatened.
I mean, he sent the letter. That letter he didn't sue us. He didn't send it to the
Oh my gosh.
yeah. That
Yeah,
guy, forever known as that guy.
go ahead. Hit us with the tough questions.
No, I'm waiting for the demo first. I wanted the tough questions always come after the demo. I want to see, you know, he said, man, he just told me about a beautiful AI that can optimize my portfolio for me. I want to see how it's done in practice.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's a mobile app, so I'm not sure how we're gonna be able to do a comprehensive demo. Second of all, it is in beta testing at the moment, so those who would like to try it out, yeah, you just let us know, and we can definitely. If you have a whitelisted wallet, then we'll be sending you instructions for the beta test. We have quite a few people who are looking to try it out on the iPhone, and we'll be hopefully rolling that out later on this week, so people with the iPhone can try it out. What we have so far, again, is like it's only the first version, so Korra can execute transactions on your behalf, audit smart contract, engage in sniping, bridging tokens. If you want to swap, Ethereum for Solana or something like that, she could do that fairly well. But even there's some stuff that we can do as far as optimizing the gas on those transactions and getting the transaction fees down. So this is what we've built so far. Obviously, for some of the more far-reaching stuff on our roadmap, we're going to need your help. We're going to need your help, the people in the audience, because we've been bootstrapping this for a year and a half, 2 years already. And data starts to get expensive. Storage starts to get expensive. This is the point where we're going to need funding, to carry on and move forward. Obviously, we do have several interested VCs, but that's always a game of like, who's the lead investor, and that's why we opened up the pre-sale so that you guys can be the lead investor. So that's quite where we're at with that. We'd like to see hopefully filling up this seed round. We're raising 600K, and that'll bring us through V2 and into V3 of the platform.
So I'll get into the fundraising in a second, but what's the kind of interface that I'm interacting with Korra? Like, am I typing in very explicitly like bridge tokens from A to B, or audit a smart contract, and then she'll return to me like, check this contract, it's got no flaws. It's kind of like, at the moment, it's more of an explicit interaction, chat based with the AI, and then your vision is to autonomize it, automate it, make it more, sort of like, oh, here's some suggestions on how to optimize. Let's say, for me, a big use case is where to get the best yield on USDC, like something very simple. A lot of people are going to start stapling out as the bull run, accelerates into 2025. And, you want to put some of those stables to work. So that's something like, ran me through sort of how Korra will kind of be useful for me in that case, like, putting my stables to work.
Absolutely. So at the moment, the beta version is a wallet, right? That's what you're going to get. That's what quite familiar. The difference between Korra and most wallets is that the unique way of logging in, which Kyle has figured out, without having to burden the user with, oh, this is your seed phrase and memorize your seed phrase and blah, blah, blah. Actually, it's very user friendly. You just click, you download, you can use a social connect or your email address, and you're logged in. I should be able to demo that for you fairly simply too. It's just you click on the app on your homepage, and it just goes right in. See, without even touching anything. I just clicked the app. I didn't touch nothing, and it just logged into the app. So that is like a core feature for us, is user friendly, and make sure that that grandma can use it. Obviously, we're not there yet. The other feature that's essential right now is the chat feature, right? So you have the button that says Ask Korra, and then that'll open up the chat with the AI. It's a bit slow at the moment, I'll admit. But those type of things come as we ramp up and as we. So what we have right now is the foundation. So Korra can execute transactions. If you tell her, buy Bitcoin, she can do that. If you tell her swap Bitcoin for, Polygon or whatever, she can do that. No issues. And we found it works quite smoothly. I would say that the gas fees are a little bit high still, but there's some optimization that we can do to get that down pretty quickly. What we have for long-term vision is something beautiful. Actually, it's like I think because basically what you'll be doing is just be talking to the AI directly. So at the moment, you can you don't have to use your seed phrase, but you can see your seed phrase if you want to. There are those type of features for advanced users. If you want to take your Korra wallet and sweep it into MetaMask, you can do that. So you can actually control your Korra wallet from MetaMask and vice versa. So you can import any wallet that you have into Korra. So it's completely non-custodial and completely decentralized kind of way of building. But then you have the AI who can also interact on your behalf and intercede in your portfolio on your behalf. So this is like the very foundation. This is just the kernel of what we're trying to do. Is that little seed has been planted. Now it's kind of like budding its head above the ground, ready to be grown into a full-fledged tree and hopefully a forest.
Oh, that was a good one. Hopefully a forest tree. That was nice. I like that. It was nice. So tell me a bit about this pre-sale. Like, what are you guys say you're raising 600K. How's the pre-sale going? What are your tokenomics like? What is the Korra KRA token used for? What's its utility on the platform in the first place?
Matt, you want to take that one?
Yeah, sure. So pre-sale's been running for a week, I think, somewhere around there. Not very long, but so far been going really well. Very appreciative to all the investors that have supported us to date. There are still tokens remaining, so please, visit the website and go and have a look. In terms of tokenomics and why would you buy a KRA token? Well, they really are the lifeblood of the application. We want to have, we want to make it super simple. And as Mati mentioned, it needs to be as simple as, something that your granny or your grandpa could use, your mom or your dad, somebody who has zero knowledge about crypto. It needs to be that simple. So there needs to be a subscription mechanism that makes sense for those Web 2 users. So there will be a subscription model. But for the more savvy DeFi user, you're able to buy the token and get access to the application and the various membership levels, depending on the number of tokens that you have. So the highest tier will be able to get you super fast AI interactions, sort of unlimited interactions with the AI, much lower trading fees, much lower, and obviously access to more features. Or if you just want the standard offering, you can have the lowest number of tokens and just utilize the basic functionality. So that's kind of the utility. Secondly, it is a DAO, right? So the more tokens that you have, the more you're able to vote on the various, the various things that we're voting on, whatever it may be, whether it be how we split revenues and whatever the DAO has to decide on, will be done through voting and tokens. We have an interesting concept whereby we want to have 35% of the tokens actually put into a treasury fund. That fund will be managed by one of the operating team, one of the DAO treasury, one of the DAO members, and a professional asset manager, professional market maker, an investment analyst. And the idea behind that portfolio is effectively to reinvest those assets, not only the KRA tokens, but we'll do OTC swaps, deals with other partner projects, whatever chains that we are actually active on, we will have some of those tokens create liquidity pools, but effectively reinvest those in through the Korra application, and any revenues generated, any profits generated in that treasury can then be distributed in the staking platforms. So obviously there will be staking. One of the additional utilities is that we have made the token liquid. So while you are staked and earning sort of revenues from the platform, you'll also be able to utilize that liquid token in lending and borrowing, or the perpetuals DEX that we're implementing. So in terms of utility, it really is it really is packed with utility. It has a cap of 40 million tokens. That's the total number that will ever be produced. It is deflationary. So in certain instances where, let's say, a user has a position locked for 180 days, for instance, and the reason you would lock it is obviously to a higher yield. If that user wanted to remove those funds earlier for some reason, there would be some form of penalty. And instead of sort of taking those tokens in, the idea would be to burn those tokens so that it benefits the entire sort of investor base in its entirety, as opposed to one or two individuals. And I think that pretty much covers it. Am I missing anything?
You pretty much listed every token utility in the world: yield and staking, and there's cross trade and OTC swap. You covered it all. Just in case you didn't get that, this is if you have some balsamic vinegar to go with this buzzword salad over here. It's a lot of.
Relatively simple. I'll break
No,
it
yeah,
down.
not what you. That's what this guy like. This written in. This is a lot of buzzwords. And you guys are on injective blockchain. Korra token will be on injective blockchain.
So I think Korra needs a little bit of an update. So we are, we've been looking at this very long and hard. We obviously do want to, launch on injective at some point. I think the initial token launch will stay on Binance or BSC. But we've already incorporated Ethereum, Solana, BSC, and Bitcoin into the application itself. But the initial token will be on BSC. It's been, if you go back and have a look at what BSC and BNB, for instance, have been able to do over the period that they have been around, it's been absolutely remarkable. They've been super solid. It's been a great base. They've got huge amounts of users, really, really solid tech. So that'll be our start, but injective ton is definitely on the horizon as well.
Yeah, because injective, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they're in the Cosmos ecosystem, no?
Correct,
So it's a whole different ball game. Just before we get to Stebano's question, and I want to ask it to you guys, but I'll tell you probably the answer, and that is, saying who your market maker is. It's like saying how much Bitcoin you own. Like that's something that no one ever shares in public. Usually, I don't know if these guys are different. Let's see if they're different. But no one ever shares that in public, and only with like some very good friends you might give them the inside out on who your market maker is.
So let me first of all explain this to you as a licensed portfolio manager. So there are words that translate funny from crypto and traditional finance. So, for example, what the word market maker actually means in traditional finance is broker, right? The word market maker is a broker that guarantees liquidity. So eToro is a market maker. Any broker that's not doing P2P, so actually you're trading against the house, is a market maker. And they're generally speaking a licensed financial institution with fully audited and trading by the rules. The term market maker in DeFi terms or crypto terms, if you would translate that into traditional terms, actually what traditional market people would call wash trading, or actually people who are manipulating the price, which is completely illegal and we would never engage in such a thing. Of course, in a self-respecting token operating under all of the rules and regulations that we're aware of, and doing our best to remain compliant in a very financially gray zone. So therefore, first of all, Korra is not live yet. We're still in the pre-sale. So this is actually the first offering of the token before the TGE. TGE is still several months out. So we're selling them right now at what is actually a steep discount to what anybody will be getting within the TGE. And I believe quite a formidable offering, because our fully diluted value, though, is $40 million. That represents everything after vesting. So
your fully diluted valuation at this round is 40 million. So future rounds will be higher.
No. Actually, the fully diluted valuation at this round is 20 million, because it's 50 cents per token. But my point is that there's very long vesting schedules for the team, for advisors, for VCs, for everything like that. So in the pre-sale, you're getting a 3-month vesting schedule, which is the shortest vesting and the best token valuation that you can get. So at TGE, the market cap will be under $2 million. So if you think about that, it's a very fair valuation for the work that we've put in so far, the amount that we've invested so far in the initial technology, and of course, if you think about some of the far-reaching parts of our roadmap, and calculate the growth that we expect, given our go-to-market strategy, and what we've already seen and have already been able to prove as far as traction is concerned, then that actually represents a really great deal. But the answer to your question, Stabano, is we don't have a market maker. That is actually would be quite silly of us to deploy such a thing, and certainly to actually say anything about it would just be actually ludicrous.
Yeah, that was a good, like, for sure. I think the line between one man's market making is another man's wash trading. Like at the end of the day, like you do need that, liquidity at the beginning, like someone to take a buy, to buy and sell order, but no one really knows how market makers work except for them. Like when are they selling, when are they buying, and what's the line that crossed between just putting in a sell order that can then be taken by anyone who wants to buy, and therefore adding some width to the book, some thickness to the order book, versus actually buying and selling. I think wash trading is when you're creating those volumes yourself, you're buying and selling from yourself. So there's there's a spectrum, I think, of.
There's no part of that that's kosher for any self-respecting exchange. If you, in fact, I mean, that is the entire point why wash trading is illegal, is because you're not supposed to create artificial traction on your asset to make other people think that it's more valuable because other people are trading it. It's just wrong. It's unethical. It's immoral, and we would never do that.
Yeah, for sure. I want to go back to the fact that you guys are on Binance chain. You mentioned Injective, whatever. Talk me through about also maybe from a technical business perspective, how you guys see the question of choosing which chain to build on and which chain to support. And I know obviously cross chain is it's not the buzzword anymore. It's here. It's the reality. But even when you cross chain, you have to choose sort of different areas and niches to prioritize to roll out first. So how do you guys see that process of selecting a chain?
Kyle?
All right. So firstly, the decision we came to with BSC is that over the bear market, the price remained quite consistent, and it was probably the most stable out of all the crypto, according to Mati and I, like analyzing the charts. So that's how we came to deciding on BSC, and also The transaction fees are pretty low, and it's proved to be quite reliable and stable. It's been around for a very long time. They've been through some major lawsuits already and won. So that was a key factor when looking at that. As compared to why not Solana and why not ETH, because I don't fully believe that Solana is extremely scalable yet. Like you can't add gas to make your transactions go quicker like you can on Ethereum. But when you can do that on Ethereum, the gas ends up being insanely high. So that's how that ties in. Although we do plan to add more chains for our utilities in future, like for the staking and all that sort of thing, we will incorporate bridging with the cryptocurrencies to bridge the gaps between the other networks. As far as networks that we decided to bring onto the app, we ran a poll on X and we asked our community, and we definitely included the most requested chains on there. One that is definitely on the roadmap and will probably be in the works soon is Ton. So that's the only one we haven't incorporated at the moment. But yeah, that's where we plan to go. And I also like that BSC is obviously on EVM, and the smart contracts are, transparent, unlike Solana or some other networks. So, we want to keep that trustless feel in Web3 as it should be. So the ultimate decision was between Solana and BSC. Those are the two finalists after we moved away from Injective, and that's why we chose BSC. And we also feel like BSC is not really a hype chain. There are some awesome utilities being built on there, and it hasn't been very volatile. It's been pretty stable and consistent through its usage and its user base. So that's definitely one of our motivations over there.
Yeah, and once you're EVM, you can always branch out to other EVMs quite easily. You don't have to rework your smart contracts in the Solidity language.
Well,
Getting to the end of the show, 2020. Yeah.
We're multi-chain from the beginning. So users, not only are we multi-chain, but I mean, some of the ridiculousness in DeFi today is like, I literally have a screenshot of $25 of ETH that I have in the same wallet on Ethereum, and $25 of ETH on Base in the same freaking wallet. And it's like, the user doesn't need to think about that, right? The user needs to understand that he has $50 worth of Ethereum and that he can then use. So you get an airdrop. We know the story. You get an airdrop, right? And it's in a wallet, but you don't have the gas fees to pay for transferring that airdrop out of your wallet. So you need to go and bridge something into your, like, the user needs to take care of none of that now. So with the mobile app, they'll be able to integrate their wallets, and Korra will be able to just go ahead and create the transactions that people want to create without having to worry about what's in which wallet, how, when, where, and why, and to just kind of figure that out for the user. So the decision about which chain to produce the token on, I mean, we've been back and forth about like what are the advantages and disadvantages, but really all we need as far as the token is concerned is something that's cheap and reliable to produce the token. And we've always said like that's going to be a last minute decision, and it's going to be up to Kyle completely. Kyle has made this decision last week. We're ready to go, strapped in and locked and
Strapped
loaded.
in and ready to fire, guys. 10 more minutes until the last show of 2024 comes to an end. Then this is the time to look forward and sort of lay out a little bit more detail of what 2025 has in store for you guys, for Korra. What kind of milestones are you looking at, and yeah, what any other tidbits you want to leave the listeners with before we close out?
Yeah, maybe I'll take that one. So obviously we've spoken about the pre-sale that's running at the moment. That really sets the base to to set this go-to-market strategy in motion. We've got large Z-League campaigns coming up, huge campaigns, big marketing campaigns, KOL campaigns over the next couple of months. We're looking to grow our usership. We want to have at least 10,000 people testing our application so that by the time we are ready to launch V2, we can jump straight into 100,000 users and actually get some real data and show that real traction. One of the little things that I don't think is maybe on the is on our roadmap, but we'll let you know anyway, is that we will be creating a Telegram mini app. So integrating into Ton, but creating a Telegram mini app so that Telegram users can access a lot of Korra's features, functionality a lot simpler. Another way just to sort of try and grow that usership. At our V3 is something that we want to focus a little bit more on institutional money. So not everybody likes to utilize their mobile to manage millions and millions of dollars. So we will have a more institutional feel desktop application coming out in our version 3. But really the focus now is to take Korra, the base product, our AIs to grow her personality. You mentioned personality earlier, to grow her sort of reach. Again, with all of these AIs, it is dependent on the inputs that are linked into those AIs. The more information that they have, the more relevant information that they have, the better decisions that they are able to make. So, really it's fine tuning that, bringing in the best data, the best information, so that she's able to make the best decisions for the user, or give them the best suggestions, should I say. And then rolling out the ecosystem, the investment ecosystem, which is the ranking or the aggregation and ranking of various investment opportunities, those LP pools, and the insurance, the lending and borrowing, and creating this ecosystem that Korra can then operate and start investing, help to invest users' funds inside of that ecosystem. So that's really the roadmap, I would say, for the next year. And then really just focusing on growth, taking a lot of feedback from our users, implementing that, and just trying to create something that you feel like you need to log into every day, say hi to Korra, check what's happening, and make Korra the household name in DeFi, really.
Epic stuff, household name in DeFi. The Telegram app is a great idea because I think, the game has changed. You guys are an AI company. Like, AI has made everything accelerated and agile. What once was agile is now like super hyper, agile on crack, and giving people a way to already test and make money with your app from day one, like that's super critical. You can't get away with in Q3 we're going to launch now. That people don't want Q3, people want the 3 p.m. today. That's kind of the story. Anyone else for closing thoughts before we wrap this one up?
Yeah, just while we were on this call, we got reach outs from 2 VCs that are interested. This is going to be pretty amazing. So yeah, watch this space and come join us. Literally, if you have any questions, if you want to learn more, let us know, and just make sure that you're following all of Korra's channels, because we're gonna take this market by storm.
Thank you, Mati. Kyle, anything before we close off?
No, I think everything's been said from my side.
Yeah.
I just want to thank
everything's been said.
Already invested up until now. We appreciate your support, and we look forward to building some more awesome stuff that'll improve people's lives at the end. So that's it from my side.
Yeah, it's gotta improve people's lives, and for me, thank you for everyone who watched us during the year. Obviously, we'll be taking a short break for the holiday to let everyone relax, recharge, and rewind. But when we come back, 2025 is the year of the Bitcoin, Yalla Bitcoin. We have a lot to do, a lot of work to be done, both locally over here in Israel. And I was just chatting to Ari Gore from Zengo. We're going to start having spaces and having conversations about getting a strategic reserve in Israel, about making Israel more connected to what's happening in Dubai, what's happening around the Gulf, around the, around our neighborhood in terms of digital assets and AI revolution, and bringing us, bringing these cultures closer using crypto, using Web3, and obviously the breakfast show bread and butter, and that is interviewing and showcasing founders that are building the future, that are in a hyper accelerated timeline, making us that much closer to the age of abundance. So thank you all. Happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy Fartcoin Day for those celebrating December 27th, Fartcoin Day. And we'll see you back here.
That's the third time you showed Fartcoin. You got a bag. I know you do.
So the Yalla Bitcoin rocks. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Dudu. Thanks a lot for this amazing
Thank
year.
you.
Happy holidays.
Thanks, guys.